Thank you for joining us this evening for our second installment of our fall webinar series and our first webinar on Facebook Live for this. My name is Coletta. I'm a meteorologist here at the Weather Service office in Goodland, Kansas. In conjunction with Winter Weather Preparedness Week, we wanted to present a topic on travel and winter weather safety. So one of the most important parts about winter weather safety is protecting you and your loved ones. To do that, you're going to want to wear multiple layers of thick, warm clothing to protect you from the elements. And when we're expecting breezy conditions, similar to what we're seeing this evening across the area, you're going to want to cover as much exposed skin as possible, including your face. These include wearing a face mask or earmuffs. And if we're expecting any winter precipitation, you may want to consider wearing more waterproof layers on the outside. And all this is going to be able to help prevent frostbite and hypothermia. Frostbite is going to be when your body cuts off the circulation to your extremities in order to protect those vital organs inside. And this usually occurs in extremely cold weather. As a result, those extremities can eventually freeze. But there are a couple of ways to treat it. To treat frostbite, you're going to want to immediately move inside to a heated location and begin warming the affected area using body heat or warm water. But, word of caution, you are going to want to be careful with how hot your source is, because using hot water, heating pads, hair dryers, or stoves can cause you to burn yourself before that feeling returns. Hypothermia is going to be a life-threatening condition where your body temperature sinks below 96 degrees, usually due to a prolonged cold exposure. Ways to prevent hypothermia, again, dress in those warm layers, wear a hat. Also, go ahead and enjoy those hot foods and warm beverages that you like. A few warning signs to look out for with hypothermia include confusion, shivering, difficulty speaking, sleepiness, and stiff muscles. If you start to notice these symptoms and are struggling to warm your body back up to a normal temperature, you may want to seek medical attention. So now that we've discussed ways to protect you and your family, let's talk about traveling in winter weather. Now, I'm originally from the South, so this is something myself I've had to learn. And we provide a bit of a roadmap here. An important piece of preparing for winter travel is going to be packing an emergency supply kit. We talk about this during severe weather season, but you can also have one prepared for the winter. And it doesn't even stop at having one for your vehicle. It's good to have one for your home as well, which we'll talk about shortly. Also, go ahead and winterize your vehicles and have a way to stay mobile so you can receive any alerts. And before you head out, be sure to check the forecast for the areas that you're traveling through and the road conditions. So what goes in a winter kit? Generally, you're going to want a way to charge your phone, a first aid kit, jumper cables, and of course a snow shovel and broom in case you get stuck. Some other useful items include having sand or kitty litter to provide traction, a brightly colored cloth or a flag, which I will talk about shortly, and water or non-perishable food items in case you're stuck in your vehicle for a while. So as it is Winter Weather Preparedness Week, it is a great time to begin winterizing your vehicle and give it a full check over. What you're going to want to do is try to keep your gas tank near full throughout the season to avoid ice in the tank and fuel lines, and also make sure all your other fluid levels are full. While you're winterizing your vehicle, go ahead and do that checkup and make sure that your lights, heater, and windshield wipers are working properly. When traveling during winter weather, you're going to want to make sure you take a buddy and that you're allowing extra time for any delays you may have on the road. Also, be sure to let someone know your timetable and what route you're taking. And again, can't stress this enough. Make sure you're checking those road conditions by calling 511 or checking the DOT's website for any updates. And also, this is very important. When you see those barricades up on the highways and interstates, do not drive around them. Exit and find a place to stay safely. When you're driving in the winter, and winter just happens to strike, you're going to want to turn off your cruise control and accelerate and brake very gently. Also, as you approach any turns, take them slowly so you don't skid across the road. However, if you find yourself beginning to skid, ease the foot off the gas pedal and turn your wheels in the direction that you want the front of your car to go. And if you have an anti-lock braking system, be sure to apply steady pressure to the brake pedal. And again, can't stress enough, just take it slow in any winter weather precipitation. Each year, the Federal Highway Administration reports that 24% of weather-related vehicle crashes occur on snow, slushy, or icy pavement. And 70% of snow and ice-related injuries do occur within vehicles. So taking the time and making sure you're aware of what's going on around you is very important. If you find yourself stuck in a vehicle, here's a couple of ways to protect yourself. Run the motor about 10 minutes each hour for heat, but when you do this, make sure that you're cracking your windows a little bit and that you clear any snow from your gas pipe to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. Also, this is a great time to pull out that brightly colored cloth or your flag and tie it to your antenna or door to attract help. So we've talked about protecting you and your family. We've talked about traveling in winter weather. Let's talk about preparing your home. So as I mentioned earlier, having a winter weather kit for your home is also a great idea. Inside, you can store any extra food and water you think you may need, medicine, and have a flashlight with extra batteries. It's also good to go ahead and plan what you would use as an emergency heat source. And here's your seasonal reminder: test the smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors, and then continue to test them throughout the season. If you're using a fireplace, wood stove, or space heater as a heat source, make sure you're using it in a properly ventilated area. And if you're using a generator, review those safety materials and make sure you're not using it in an enclosed space to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. It's also a great idea to purchase a fire extinguisher and have it somewhere you can access it easily. So with winter weather often comes the fun task of snow shoveling. I know I did my fair share last year. When it comes time to snow shovel, make sure you're checking that forecast before you head out to ensure the winter weather is over for your area. Then push the snow with the shovel and remove small amounts with each pass to avoid any injuries. You will also want to take frequent breaks to stay hydrated. After the winter storm, you're going to want to do several things. They include staying tuned to your local resources for any updated road and weather information. And if you happen to lose electricity or gas services, checking with your utility companies on when they will be restored. And when you go out, make sure you're brushing all that snow off so that it doesn't blow into your windshield as you're driving or hit the cars behind you. And be sure to look out for black ice on elevated roadways. As with severe weather season, you want to have multiple ways to receive winter weather information. You'll also want to check your local media sources for any school or business closures. And as I've said multiple times, checking 511 or your online DOT websites for road conditions is a great way to receive information. I've included the links below for our tri-state area. So with that, I would like to thank you all for joining us for our webinar this evening. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below and I will take a few minutes to answer them. Or if you have any other comments or questions later on, we will again get back to them as soon as we can. Thank you and have a great rest of your evening. And I'll probably stay on for another minute or two to answer the questions. All right. Thank you for joining us. And stay tuned for our next webinar on November 9th.